Church, I am 6 months post-op from my hair transplant, so you know what that means. It is time for an update. I've got my follicles, y'all bring y'all opinions, and let's get on into this hairy mess. Cue that intro! Y'all, so to my returning church members, baby, welcomes, and to all my new people, please make sure to smash that subscribe button and to also click that bell notification so you are notified every time I decide to upload a video. Now listen, I'm not even going to belabor this point, baby. Cue that B-roll footage of me spinning around in this chair in a very high-tech fashion so y'all can see where I am as of today. Now, as a reminder, I got 2,000 grafts done via the FUE method, right? And so I got my hair transplant done at Ziering Medical. Now, fun fact, Ziering Medical is the same place where rapper Tyga got his hair transplant done. And disclaimer, though Tyga and I went to the same place, baby, we had different surgeons, okay? Because in the eternal words of Kevin Hart, the way my bank account is set up, it is not on Tyga's level, okay? And I tell everybody, do what you can at your level, okay? Find the best deal for you and do not go broke on elective surgery, okay? I don't care how much you want it. I don't care how much, the people is telling you it's going to cost. Make sure it fits within your budget and you are not going broke for elective surgery, okay? You want it done right the first time and you also don't want to go broke in the process. Now listen. As I said before, I got 2,000 grafts done via the FUE method, and the way my hair loss is kind of set up is it starts in the middle here. So it starts in the middle here and it extends out. So think of it as kind of like a triangle, right? And so that's really where the 2,000 grafts were placed, basically from the center here outwards, and also, reforming my hairline, my edges, as they say, and fortifying the areas that have been, affected by the hair thinning and the hair loss. So I'm going to let y'all decide in terms of where you think I am today. So drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. But, of course, I have my own opinions. Now, the thing about me and the thing that I've had to manage throughout this process is that I'm very impatient, okay? I'm a person who loves instant gratification, okay? I can't help that about myself. I'm trying to work through it in therapy, but it's an ongoing process, right? But the thing about hair loss, hair transplants, etc., is that it takes a while for the results to come up, okay? It's going to take you at least 3 months for the hair to start growing. I'm at 6 months right now, which is pretty much the halfway point, and they say full results are viewed at about the 12-month time frame, right? So it's really about managing your expectations, right? Now, taking a step back, one of the questions that I get often just regarding the hair transplant is, Dasher, how much did you pay? How much did it cost? How many gold and doubloons did you have to get out your coffers in order to make this work, right? Now, listen, I wish that I could tell y'all how much I paid, but due to these little pesky contracts that I signed, I could be locked up. They won't let me out if I divulge the exact amount, okay? Now listen, though I can't give you the exact amount, I can give you the range, okay? And for my surgery for 2,000 grafts, I paid in the range of 10 to 15,000, right? Now your amount may differ based on where you go, what time of year you go, and the price per graft that you get from your surgeon, right? But as a general, I guess overview of my process, I paid within the 10 to 15,000 range, right? And so in terms of where I think I am today, if I'm being completely honest, y'all, I told you I have an issue with instant gratification. It just feels a bit patchy to me, right? It feels a bit patchy, but then again, it started a bit patchy. So I'm pretty much kind of having to meter my expectations in terms of where the grafts were placed and what they're actually doing, right? And so in terms of the haircut I normally give myself, I kind of cut my hair maybe like once a month or so. And it's really not because I don't want the hair to grow. It's more so because the growing process is active, it just looks better when the hair is shorter. It blends in better and looks a bit less patchy, right? So I pretty much have my hair right now at a clipper guard of 1/8 of an inch, and to all my metric friends, that's apparently 3 millimeters. Please feel free to fact check me. I just looked at the back of my razor thing and that's what it said, okay? But I find that at 1/8 of an inch, it blends in pretty well and it really just ends up looking like a low cut Caesar in terms of, how it's presenting right here. Now, when I asked my surgery team, because they called me for my 6-month checkup, what's going on, where should I be, what phase of the growth process should I be at? And I was telling them my concerns. They basically said that, around the 5-6 month time frame, it can appear that you kind of hit a dormancy stage, right? Where it doesn't really look like a whole bunch is going on. It may look patchy in XYZ, but apparently, according to them, a lot is going on underneath the surface, and I just need to be patient. Now, apparently, when I go for the 9-month visit, or when they call me for the 9-month visit, that's going to be in person, so they can see, basically how my donor area is dealing with, how the top is dealing with, and how everything is growing in kind of according to plan. So we shall see. So like I said, it's all about metering expectations and kind of being amenable to the growth process, the fact that this takes a while, right? It's nothing instant. And so if you are looking for instant gratification, baby, buy a wig, okay? I don't know what else to tell you, but don't buy a wig, okay? Get a hair transplant, okay? But listen, instant gratification, you might want to just go get you a wig. But if you want something long-term and something that's going to grow out your scalp, okay, go get you a more permanent result, right? Now listen, in terms of what I just said, it kind of helped me segue to my next point. One of the issues that I had throughout the hair transplant process was just with hair bumps. And apparently it affects a lot of people who get hair transplants because I got the FUE method and you're essentially taking the hair follicles one by one. It can lend itself to a situation where you end up with hair bumps, hair inflammation, and scalp issues, right? Now, luckily, between my hair surgery team at Ziering Medical and also my dermatology team here in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia, where I reside, they were basically able to give me tips and suggestions as well as prescriptions in terms of how to alleviate a lot of the inflammation from hydrocortisone to this great thing called fluocinolone. Apparently it's some sort of topical steroid, but it really helps to reduce the inflammation. And basically it's kind of like a brute force thing. The inflammation will reduce, and it essentially ends up as like a kind of like a pimple in the back of your head. Once you pop it essentially and get what's in there out, it all heals, it closes up, and all the inflammation goes away. So I'm happy to report that as of today, I really only have maybe like one pesky hair bump that's still around, but otherwise, the donor area is looking really good. And it looks light years ahead of a lot of the stuff in terms of the horror stories that I've seen online in terms of people in their donor areas in terms of over harvesting, right? So definitely, if you're looking to get a hair transplant, you guys, do your research, and double, triple check these people just to make sure that they are who they say they are and they can do what they say they're going to do, because your donor area is a non-renewable resource, okay? You have a finite amount of hair follicles, and if they over harvest and they don't use them all, then if you end up needing a second, third hair transplant, you don't have that same donor area to kind of draw from, right? So I've talked a lot, but y'all are the best basis in terms of where you guys think I am in terms of where I started from today. As I told you, I have my own opinions, but I am highly impatient. And so y'all drop down the comments and let me know whether or not y'all think it looks good. Y'all think I'm coming along well. Y'all think my edges and my scalp is coming along well, and we'll talk later. So I think that's really all I wanted to cover in this video. So if you liked what I said, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on all social media at DatDamnDasher, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.